on time as we start the second game right on time.
Hello, pitch clock.
Hello, pitch clock is exactly right. Brunson steps in. First pitch is in there for a strike. Brunson, the freshman from San Clemente, California. Chris Griffin is calling the balls and strikes behind the plate. Pitch misses. Chris Cossey at first. Greg Harmon. Joseph Shepson, umpire third. That's the crew as we're underway here. Game 2. The 1-1 delivery. Right side. Back out of play.
It's interesting. Estridge is not your normal, like, just grip it and rip it closer. It's more pitchability, but it's a unique arm action. It's almost like his body goes left and his arm goes right, and you're going to see a bunch of different pitches at a bunch of different velocities.
There's that curveball you were talking about. 69 miles an hour. That's a 22-mile-an-hour difference.
That's right. He has shown it's one hitter in, and we've seen a fastball, we've seen a cutter, and then this little Bugs Bunny curveball right here. It's like the ball almost stops traveling to home plate.
So Myers will step in from the left side. Sam, freshman outfielder. And their first strike. Cypress, Texas. Step back in. He's had a good year. 340 on the year. Foul back. And it's quickly 0-2. He's riding a 13-game hitting streak as he steps in.
Yeah, I mean, TCU's inconsistencies, in fairness, freshman in this lineup. So it's a lot.
Fouled away. But coach, I'm going to get you put your coaching once hat on. When you get into game 45-50 in your freshman year, you're no longer a freshman.
That's right. You have banked a lot of at-bats, that's for sure.
You see those in April or March and first part of April. You're still, well, they're going to make some mistakes. They give some at-bats away. You get into May in college and you've been playing every day. You're no longer a freshman.
Yeah, and school's out too, right?
Yeah.
So you got a chance to recover a little bit better. I don't disagree with that at all.
Ball chopped right out in front of the plate. Going to be a difficult play. The big 6'7" right-hander makes the play, shovels it to first. 2 gone here.
Now you can see Estridge is just very unique. That he's not generic in any way. It's a weird arm slot. It's a weird arsenal. Fastball, cutter, super slow curveball so far.
Hitting. We didn't talk about it in game 1, but you and I both have talked about it before over the years. Hitting is rhythm and timing. And if you can disrupt that as a pitcher in any way, you're going to have success. Maxwell will step in. Junior from Ohio. Another man has had a decent year. Really came on us late in conference play, moved in that 3rd spot in the order, 342 as he steps in here.
Yeah, Maxwell's had tough luck with injuries in his TCU career, but I think their coach staff's always kind of seen this for him, like a middle of the order bat, and he's battled some injuries this year too, but he's certainly been very productive.
In there for a strike. 2-1.
Those purple jerseys, Zonk, I am in. Love those.
That is a unique color, isn't it?
Yes.
Foul back out of play. Count evens at 2-2. You can see the defense. White, Keene. Left and right. Weatherholt, the shortstop. Savi behind the plate.
It's a really, I think it's a sneaky, awesome position player group for West Virginia. Weatherholt gets a lot of attention. I love this position player group for the Mountaineers.
Tried to climb the ladder. Maxwell laid off of it. And it's a full count. 15th pitch of the inning coming from the Mountaineer right-hander. Out to right, playable. And 1-2. Looks in. How many catchers over the course of the years in college as coach did you say, hey, he's going to lead off for me?
Yeah, awesome,
Bowling,
right?
Yeah, Bowling Springs,
So
Pennsylvania. I like that. Jason Kendall's the only one I can think of. This ball hit pretty well to center. Playable. Going back, Brunson puts it away for the first out of the inning. Ball was hit pretty well. Right to Brunson in center. Oh, here he comes. And folks, if this is the first time you've seen this young man, the junior from Mars, PA, everything, there's nothing rapid about it. It's just smooth. The bat comes through the zone nice. It's not herky-jerky. He's just a smooth looking. It's like he was made to play baseball. Lays the bunt down here. Parker gets off the mound to throw to first in time, trying to take advantage of the shift. And Weatherholt tried to get it down, but you got to push it at the third baseman and not allow the pitcher to get to it.
Interesting. I mean, it tells you how J.J. Weatherholt thinks about the game. Is he's really not out here trying to get his. I mean, you've got a third baseman playing pull shortstop. But you're right, Zonk. You've got to now. Hey, that said, Parker almost created a little pickle for himself right there.
So Sam White will step in. Sophomore from the left side. Mountaineer left fielder. Squares the bunt, pulls it back. 94 on that heater. Young man from Canada. Step back in. He's got good numbers as he steps in. Right at the bottom of the zone, and the count evens at 1-1.
One of the things I really like about this West Virginia lineup, Zonk, is that it's very interchangeable. I mean, Weatherholt's going to hit second, you know that, but everybody else the group can pair together almost in any combination.
Off speed, misses outside.
I mean, you look at the 9 hitters today. Everyone's got 4 or more home runs. You got 4 different guys with double-digit home runs. It's again a very fun group Randy Mazey's got.
Big swing and a miss. And in my opinion, if that's the case, is they can put pressure on you in every frame.
That's right. Yep, 100%. There's power throughout the lineup. There's bat-to-ball skills. They do like to run. It's a very aggressive base running team.
Parker's 2-2. Didn't get the call. The entire Horned Frog infield. And Tony Silva, the shortstop, was headed to the dugout.
Yeah, I think he froze Chris Griffith, the home plate umpire here, his first breaking ball. And I think all 3 humans in the batter's box got froze on that one.
So a full count here. White takes that one right down Broadway. 9-pitch inning.
And you know that your heart breaks for him, and that you see the way TCU has rallied around him. One of the things that's so unique to me is, Peyton Tolley's built like a college football player.
Yes.
His mom went to Wichita State in the heyday when Gene Stevenson had the Shockers going, and so she fell in love with college baseball, which is why her son, who's built like an NFL tight end, is this elite college baseball player. And just talking to people around college baseball, when Peyton went in the transfer portal last summer because the coaching changed at Wichita State, I've heard coaches say it was the most respectful transfer process you've ever experienced. So I know I speak for all of college baseball when, I say, well, our hearts, we're hurting for Peyton Tolley, and just an unbelievable kid, super easy to root for, and a big part of the what TCU's postseason story is going to be.
Absolutely. Burns steps back in. This is a jam shot off his fist. Barehanded, fires to first. Nice play. We've seen two pitchers make a couple of nice plays here early defensively to help themselves.
Zonk, just to be clear, I don't trust pitchers to play defense very much.
Well, my everyday broadcast partner, when we were doing Longhorn Network, would tell you that I always look at him and he says, we're athletes. And I said, well, I'm not sure about that. You got great arms, but.
Yeah, agree to disagree. But now Zeke was a great athlete. But that said, that's a heck of a play. Barehand that, got to set your feet, throw across the field. That's something.
Totally steps in. Two-way player from Yukon, Oklahoma. Just looks like a defensive end as he steps in. This ball off of the end of the bat, up the middle. Weatherholt has it, fires to first for the second out of the inning. Got him on an off-speed pitch, got it out off the end of the bat.
Yeah, Peyton Tolley hasn't hit as much this year as he did last year. Part of that's just because he's that important to TCU on the mound, Friday night guy. But I like them DHing him today. You know, this is a tremendous power. I think that's a good investment by TCU.
Tony Silva will step in. Actually, excuse me, it is Silva that steps in. The scoreboard had it wrong, and I thought he was hitting sixth. It's in there for a strike. Sophomore from San Antonio.
This is a guy that could get going. Like he could carry this offense for a month. Can be streaky, tremendous defender at shortstop, and you can see the physicality. Again, Zonk, he played every day at shortstop on an Omaha team last year. That's not easy to do.
As a freshman.
Yeah, it's not left field. Like shortstop, you're going to get exposed, and he was excellent.
He rifles this one to left field. We've had our first hit of the ball game. Got a ball up and didn't miss it.
I think that's the cutter. You can see Silva, boy, when he coils up. 6'2", 200 pounds. That's a good-looking shortstop.
Boyers will step in from the left side. Slower, and the other part, he can run a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not on a bunch of draft boards for no reason. Tony Silva is talented.
12 of 15 on the season. Skied to center. Called off and put away to end the inning by King. We go to the bottom.
KPI is a new one that basketball has used for many years, and baseball has adopted it this year. I think it's really smart as a way to avoid some outliers. And you know, as KPI has been explained to me, Zonk, it's basically you went 40 and 10, I went 30 and 20. How hard was your 40 and 10 compared to what it took for me to get to 30 and 20, you know, as a way to try and level the playing field when evaluating teams. So I'm pleased that we've added a metric in baseball so we can avoid some outliers. And West Virginia has played a very good schedule. They've done well. It's a bulletproof resume for me.
Yeah, I totally agree. This ball rifled into the gap. Cut off. Chumley on his way to second base. Here comes the throw. Nice hustle. You got to leave home plate to get that done. Thinking two.
Wow, so he hit it so hard, he almost cost himself a double. I mean, he punished this baseball. Watch this thing come off the bat. Boom. I mean, hammers that thing, and you're right, Zonk. It was double from the first stride out of home plate, and Reed Chumley, another one of these guys. Remember, he won the Southland batting title 2 years ago at Houston Christian, and what a pickup he has been for West Virginia.
He dropped a hit on that one.
Whew. Can't hit a ball harder than that, I don't think.
13th double of the year. and a leadoff base runner. Hussey steps in. Big first baseman from the left side. Horned Frogs with the shift on in the infield. Junior, Parkersburg, West Virginia. 12 homers on the year. Throw back to second. You'll see that a lot if this is the first time you tune into college baseball, folks. Because if the pitch clock gets low, they got to turn and fire to restart that 20-second clock. Good bender. It's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, that's a good pitch. Hussey's so interesting. You know, he's a West Virginia kid. He's hit for a ton of power. And, you know, like that's just, I think it's a neat part of this program as Randy Mazey's built it is now you've got a kid from West Virginia who's your school's home run leader.
He's a guy, though, he can go in any direction, too. He's scary at bat. When he steps in, he's got a chance to launch it.
That's right. If he gets a ball airborne, it doesn't matter what part of the field you're going to hold your breath.
Couple of breaking balls, and the count evens at 2-2.
Carson Bowen back there for TCU. That's a good catcher. Southern California kid. Just he's exactly what you'd think of that prototype. Big instincts, knows the game, and super skilled as a catcher.
Got him thinking breaking ball there.
Yeah.
Rudes. And as a hitter, you start anticipating a pitch with 2 strikes, you get in trouble.
Yeah, if you get off the fastball with 2 strikes, you are susceptible to this happening where you just get completely locked up. And the shame of it for Hussey is that's a very hittable pitch.
Sometimes I don't think hitters guess anymore. I think they anticipate. And sometimes you can anticipate another pitch and get frozen up. Crusher will step in. Excuse me, Kyle West will step in, the DH from the left side. Break a ball in there for a strike. Another West Virginia native, 6'4", 195 pounds. You can see the numbers on the year. He's had a good year.
Yeah, there's been times where he's hit third for West Virginia. He's had a really nice season.
You said that this is good stuff, and boy, we have seen some electric stuff from the right-hander.
Yeah, for Parker, you can see him taking a deep breath there. It's just trust the stuff. You give up a leadoff double, and can you slow down and pitch your way through it? Wow.
Well, that's electric. That's good morning, good afternoon, good night with 3 different pitches.
Yeah, and that's a right-handed slider that's dominating. A left-handed hitter having a good year, so that tells you something about the quality of this pitch right here. And that's that classic. It's a ball for 59 feet, and it's a strike for the last foot.
Christopher will step in. Brody, infielder from the right side. Second baseman chops his ball foul.
I like this guy, Zonk. Brody Kresser's an Iowa kid, played at DMAC, Des Moines Area Community College, and very aggressive offensive middle infielder.
Lashes this one foul, and it's quickly 0-2. He plays with his pants on fire.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah, and he's kind of high, like sneaking around down at the bottom of their order. He's a good player.
So after a leadoff double, a pitch away of getting out of it. Parker comes set. Popped up in the infield. It went back. It's Green, puts it away. 2 in the books here.
If you could brush up that data point, then you feel like you're in awesome shape.
First pitch in there for a strike. Bowen will step in. Sophomore from Anaheim Hills, California. Just misses. Count evens.
Just misses.
Boy, there's neither one of those pitches missed by much.
No, and there's a little bit of cut there, and Sauve just didn't quite get around him, so there's a little. It feels like Sauve maybe could help Estridge a little bit if that pitch is going to be in play.
Nothing fancy about that. Just threw it by him, and the count evens at 2-2. 30th pitch coming from the Mountaineer right-hander.
Yeah, and that's where you could tell Carson Bowen is just not himself. That's a 2-1 fastball right down the middle, and it just beats him.
Fouled off right side. Will it stay in the ballpark? Yes, it will. For the first out of the inning. So one gone as Green will come to the plate. Brody, Horned Frog's second baseman. Glad you're with us here at Game 2, Phillips 66 Big 12 Championship. Greg Swindell and Clay Moffitt will have the evening session. 2 ball games starting this late afternoon. Take us into evening. Pitch upstairs. If you're just tuning in, heck of a first game as Kansas in the top of the night crossed a run and won 2-1 against Kansas State in game 1 of this championship. Into right center. King. Can he get there? He cannot. He lays out. Ball's against the wall. Here goes Green, rounding second, on his way to third with a sliding triple.
King really, or Green really got through this baseball, and the backspin caused it to continue to travel such that King couldn't make a play. I think King thought off the bat he had a beat on this not fairly easily, but I don't think he thought he was going to have to dive. That is well struck. Brody Green's important. He's only got 50 at bats because of injury, Zonk, but he's had to wait his turn behind Braden Taylor, who was a first-round pick, and he's important to TCU's offense.
Back to the top of the order now with a runner at third. Ground ball will get the job done to the right side. Gets the out at first, but a nice job of putting the ball in play, and the Horned Frogs get on the board.
That is good offense right there. Chase Brunson, runner at third, less than 2 outs for me, Zonk. First pitch you can handle, put it all on the field. Just take that run, and doesn't have to be center cut. Brunson does a nice job just collecting that RBI.
That's offensive baseball. Yeah, you're talking about go out and get hits and hit homers, but offensive baseball is get the guy over and get the guy in. Myers will step in. Laces one right at Weatherholt, who snares it, puts it away. TCU does get on the board. Takes the
certainly not doing it in a big league ballpark like we're here at Globe Life Field, Zonk.
And the other part you reach, you can get away with that a little bit. Is, by the way, we got the roof covered right now. It'll probably be covered all week.
That's right.
Because there is expected big rain in the area tomorrow. So, but it'll be raining outside, and we'll be playing ball inside.
All right, I like that. How's your are you a good meteorologist, Zonk? How's your weather game? You good?
Yeah, I can look out, and if it's raining, it's raining. I don't know when. I can't tell you when it's going to rain.
All right, fair.
I'm an old man, but this ball right down the line. But I don't have anything that aches when it's fixing to rain, if that's what you're asking me.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I'm not there yet either, but it feels imminent.
Ball hooked foul. The sophomore from South Carolina, right fielder. Well, your explanation of the Mountaineers, top to bottom of this lineup, they have guys that come at you offensively.
Yep.
It's not a lineup that you got some time, because there's sometimes in lineups you said, well, I'm in a part of the lineup I can get away with. But this one, they come at you.
Yeah, they can ignite offense from every part of the lineup. They don't need one singular part to get them going.
The 1-2. Break a ball downstairs. Count evens.
Getting back to the tournament, Zonk, think about this. You know, we're here, and you've got 9 teams in the Big 12 that have legitimate, like, you can create scenarios where these teams have the resumes. You know, some of them have more work to do than others, but so fun thinking about being here at the Big 12 championship and all these teams with so much to play for.
Good breaking ball in under the hands. 4th strikeout for Parker.
I mean, that's 89 miles an hour with a little something at the end here, a little cut piece under the barrel of a left-handed hitter. That, I mean, that's a high-risk pitch, but it's a high-reward pitch too.
2 1/3 innings of work, 4 Ks, 1 hit, no runs at this point. Stake to a 1-0 lead as King will step in. On the ground. Is that a fair ball? No, just foul. Byrne was right on the line, coming up, anticipating, because King does and runs well and puts the bunt down. Columbia, South Carolina native.
Came to West Virginia as a pitcher, a left-handed pitcher, and you watch him play center field, you're like, okay, now I get it. Like, he can pitch later. Like, this is a good athlete.
Fastball rides up and in.
Left-handed hitter, I mean, absolutely middle of the field guy. Didn't make that catch in the previous inning, but I don't know a lot of people that are making that catch.
Fouled off. 1-2.
Boy, you're not kidding, Zonk. Parker can spin that breaking ball, can't he? I mean, it feels like 2 pitches. It feels like one's a cutter, one's more of a traditional slider.
The 1-2. Popped up in the infield. Silva calls off the pitcher. Pitcher doesn't want that out. He said, I made a pitch, I'm going to get that out.
Yeah.
And Silva at the last minute called him off and made the play. But I like that the pitcher said, hey, I made a pitch, I'm going to get an out here.
Now this is where Zeke, Greg Swindell, and I agree. Like, pitchers can catch pop-ups. I like catchers to catch pop-ups. This is a really tough play by Silva. And the other thing Silva has to negotiate there is the mound, where the pitchers drive me crazy, is where we start deflecting ground balls with infielders standing right behind them.
Yeah.
But pop-ups, I'm all in on pitchers catching that.
Zeke used to tell me all the time, says, all we do in pregame is shag fly balls.
Yeah.
So we're used to, that's what we can do. We can catch a fly ball.
Yeah, because again, Silva's, it's not like he was playing right behind the mound.
Oh, no.
Short, yeah, like that's a,
He had a 90-foot run.
Yeah, tough. That's a tough play. I'm surprised he caught it in some ways.
Foul tipped into the glove.
I think that's, if I had to guess right now, Zonk, I think Parker, it's fastball 92, 93, cutter 88 to 90, breaking ball like 78 to 81.
In control right now. And again, the other part I like about it, it's not max effort. It's
oh yeah, he'll throw harder than this someday too. Like, as he fills out, there's more in the tank for sure.
The 2-1 just misses, and it's 3-1.
I can't tell if Chris Griffith doesn't like that fastball just a little bit off the plate, or whether we're just not catching it that well.
It's a small zone.
It is. Okay.
I think it's just a little smaller zone. But stay with it. You got to adapt to it as a hitter and a pitcher. A pitch outside, ball 4. If you know what a strike zone, a pitcher strike zone is, so you know what it is. Harry Wendelstadt used to come in, spray, rub the outside of the plates where you saw the black of the plate, and say, we're out of here in 2 hours and 20 minutes. You better be swinging.
Oh, that's great. See, I like a generous strike zone because it does get the hitters in go mode.
Yeah, it does get you in go mode. Okay, I know that's happening. I'm hacking. Weatherholt will step in. First pitch misses for ball one.
Vintage Weatherholt, Zonk, is just a linea in the left center field gap. That's his game, is blister a ball to left center.
All speed dropped in there for a strike.
Well, that's what happens when you're a good player. You get 1-0 breaking balls.
Lots of changes and movement in the infield for the Horned Frogs. Chop foul. He's reached base safely 33 consecutive games as Weatherholt as he steps in here.
Yeah, that is something. 4 infielders in one screen. How about that?
The 1-2. Upstairs, got away with it. And it's 2-2.
Weatherholt,
don't want that spinner up there.
No. He has a unique ability, Zonk, to play explosive and calm at the same time. Like, he's super twitchy and dynamic, but it's never rushed.
The 2-2. Chop foul, tough pitch.
And that's what great hitters do right there. That's a really nasty pitch. He discards it, and eventually you make a mistake and he's going to do damage.
The 2-2 again. Upstairs. Runner will be in motion here.
I have no life advice for Caden Parker right now. Like, you're in a vulnerable position at JJ Weatherholt. It's, in some ways, you gotta take your medicine.
Runner off, the payoff. Breaking ball stays upstairs, ball 4. So back-to-back walks, the first 2 issued by the TCU right-hander.
I wonder if Dave Lawn, the pitching coach for TCU, might roll out to the mound real quickly and just talk to Parker. There's a little bit of a situation happening here, and on the other hand, you know, maybe they want to see if Parker can calm himself, and he's one pitch away.
Well, he took a long walk a little bit, nearly, I would say, nearly halfway to second base, gathered himself, and now comes back and gets set. Upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, I like this trip by Bowen, and I wonder if pitching coach college baseball, Omaha, super regionals, every day him and Carson Bowen were on the field last year.
Set to go here. The 1-0 delivery. Off of the fist, humpback liner. That's a foul ball. That was trouble if it falls in.
Boy, that's one way to drive a run in. Hit a ball 93 feet.
Well, he got severely yammed. It got in on him pretty good.
That didn't feel great. Sam White's a hockey player, though, right? Like, it's not going to bother him.
No, it's.
Good pitch.
Good pitch. You're absolutely right. You couldn't be thinking about that pitch. That's what's. You just got jammed with a fastball. You're not thinking he's going to put that hook on you. Swing and a miss. Got him. Climbed the ladder. 5th strikeout. And ends the threat. 1-0 in this tournament. And guarantee yourself an opportunity to be in the field if you punch your ticket on Saturday evening. 1-0 Horned Frogs. As we come out for the top of the 4th inning. Logan Maxwell, 3-4-5-2 for the Frogs.
I'm with you, Zonk. Like, as you look at this tournament, we've got 9 teams. The 10th team is Texas Tech. They have to win this tournament to get in my opinion.
Yes.
And then you've got 4 locks in the 2 Oklahomas, Texas, and West Virginia with 19 conference wins. And then you've got 5 teams trying to play their way in. And you know, like I think 7 is probably where it lands, but who knows? You know, like it could be 9, it could be 8. There's no limit.
Pulled foul. You just put yourself that first day, get off on the right foot. It's so important. Getting that winner side bracket.
Just like a regional, you know, like 2-0 is the way to live.
Reaches out, slaps that the other way. That was a nice piece of hitting.
Yeah.
Almost got that down inside that third base bag.
Feels like to me Maxwell is the best pure hitter in this TCU lineup. And it's good to see him play in the outfield. You hope that he's as close to 100% as he's been this year, health-wise.
This ball chopped on the ground right side. Going to be a difficult play. Dives. Doesn't get it in time. What great hustle. I think he would have been better off pitching this ball, but he tried to dive to the bag.
Yeah, if he just flips it to Estridge, that said, it's such a tricky play. Maxwell hits that in that triangle. It's the...
Yeah, he's definitely safe. But
well, it's not the hardest hit base knock of Maxwell's life, but he'll take it, I'm sure.
What, tomorrow in the Dallas Morning News, it'll look like a line drive to left.
He hit it off the wall, for all you know.
Burns steps back in. Throw over. Back in safely. Keeping him close.
Zonk, are my eyes tricking me, or does Estridge, like, he's trying to touch like 97 off on his move to first?
That's, well,
there's some effort to this. Look at this.
That's had good tilt to it, didn't it?
Yeah, right. Grant Hussey's like, come on, man. Are you mad at me? What did I do? Why what do you got here? Because most often when you're holding a runner, it's about quick arm, quick feet, right? It's about short movements done quickly. Estridge is not really wired for that at 6'7", so he's trying to compensate with just absolute
velocity.
Yeah, gasoline to first.
Burns steps back in. 10 out of 12 is Maxwell in the stolen base department. Big hack comes up empty for the senior. 0 for 1 in this one.
This is a really important hitter for TCU. Curtis Byrne has had some great moments in his TCU career, and when he's on it, it just changes this lineup.
Throw over again.
Either they are very worried, West Virginia, about Maxwell running, and they're calling a lot of picks, or Carson Estridge loves his pick to first. It's a lot of picks.
He's thrown over 5 times. Just threw it by him there, and it's quickly 0-2. Well, when you get up a leadoff base runner to a guy that can steal, not only did this at bat you have to worry about him, a lot of times you have to worry about him the entire inning.
I mean, there is the fatigue factor. Maybe he's trying to tire him out over there.
Break the ball, misses. 1-2. That's that slow breaking ball with great arm speed. It's almost like a changeup. Just great arm speed with it.
I mean, think about it. If you're the hitter, you're really focused on the hard stuff, which is 88 to 92, and this is 70 miles an hour. I mean, you can see Byrne right there swinging for 85, and the ball's traveling 70 miles an hour. I think the phrase is below hitting speed is what that is.
Tolley will step in. Grounded out his first time up. See the numbers.
Last year, though, Zonk, Tolley 13 home runs and 50 RBIs for Wichita State. It's in there.
Off of the fist. And, you know, it's one of those things where sometimes you take Paul Skeens last year when he made the transfer from Air Force to LSU. They said, and he could hit. They said, no.
Yeah, he put the bat down and gained 5 miles an hour.
Changed speeds, had him out in front.
It's not easy. Being a one-way player is hard, let alone doing both. And so, but again, just for TCU, which doesn't have a ton of slug in their lineup, this dude's a scary hitter when he comes to the box.
On the ground, right side, bobbled. Gets into right field. Runners are going to be at first and third. Two guys had a shot at it and couldn't come up with it. Hussey had it. I think Hussey got a piece of it. Chance to look at this again.
Yeah, for Tolley, so strong. That ball is running off his barrel away. Yeah, Kresser just kind of slipped. And
so runners at first and third. Big opportunity here again. Silva steps in. He singled his first time up.
Oh, that's a good pitch.
Fastball just misses inside. Mountaineers at double play depth in the infield. Don't think Toby's going anywhere myself, but
the other thing about Parker with all these picks is, you know, when you're a closer, sure, like air it out, like throw a million picks, whatever, you know, but a little different when you're on the front end of a game.
That hitting in the left elbow, and that's going to load the bases.
As Virginia's, their route to success in the postseason is through the winners bracket.
Warriors will step in. Big moment in this game right now. TCU up 1-0, threatening to break it open here. Swing and a miss for strike one. Flied out his first time up. Downstairs, count evens.
Little change up. Hey, this is tricky because if you're, you know, Boyers is a guy that will swing and miss. I mean, he's strong and athletic, but there is swing and miss in there. So if you're Estridge, whatever your best whiff pitches are, that's what you're looking at, you're thinking about right now.
The 1-1. Tried to go the other way. It's like he tried to shoot that ball to left.
Yeah, I think if you're Boyers, you're probably a little cognizant of punching out with the bases loaded and maybe overcompensate there trying to get a ball on the field.
He's 3 for 8 on the year with the bases loaded. Is the senior. Curveball stays outside, evens the count.
Ah, man, if you're Estridge, you wish that pitch was a little bit more competitive because you want to come back to the fastball, but I don't think you got his attention with that curveball.
The 2-2. Got him. Got that strikeout when he needed it, and a gigantic one, the third of the day from the Mountaineer right-hander.
Credit Carson Estridge right there. This is a real pickle, and a lot of it self-inflicted. Just a breaking ball off the plate there. A little bit of a cement mixer, actually.
Sort of backed up, didn't it?
Yeah.
Bowen will step in. Good breaking ball for strike one. Now, this is a huge jam to try to pitch out of.
Now, you can see Bowen is a really good player who's been fighting himself this year, and Very aggressive there, swings through the slider. What you can't do is get caught in between pitches.
I want you to expand on that after this delivery. Upstairs.
Well, I think hitters get uncertain, and so they're late on fastball and early on breaking ball. You know, you got to pick a lane.
Pick a poison.
Yeah, and then you can adjust athletically, but right now you're in the middle of the two pitches.
The 1-1. Misses.
Oh boy, this is a big pitch right here, Zonk. I don't care what Carson Bowen's numbers are. He's a ball player. And if you're West Virginia, this is an uncomfortable pitch.
With them loaded. And here it comes. Upstairs.
Good take.
3-1.
That's a great take. That's a swing and miss pitch. You're swinging through that fastball. You're popping it up maybe.
Can't go any farther right now. The 3-1 delivery. Taking all the way in there for a strike. The runners will be off here.
I don't hate that take for Carson Bowen. You know, you're going to get the same exact pitch, this pitch right here, I bet you. Get another heater. Here we go.
The 3-2. Foul back. Silva was nearly to second base. That happens in that scenario. Something that's into the gap just a little bit. He might be able to score from first.
And it's the big man at second base, right? Peyton Tolley.
Yeah, he was taken off as well.
Yeah, Tony Silva saying to Peyton Tolley, you better be moving, big man.
Yeah, because I'm coming.
Love it.
We'll do it again. Another huge pitch in this game right now. The payoff. Popped up right side. Will it stay in the ballpark? Back out of play. We'll do it again.
Kirk Saarloos. Kirk Saarloos, always a cool customer. Very SoCal.
We'll do it again. 61st pitch of the day, 8th of the at-bat coming. 3-2. High ball 4. Walks in a run. 2-0 TCU.
And so, to your point, Max Yell is West Virginia's moment of truth reliever. He's the guy they go to when the game is hanging in the balance. And so here we are in the 4th inning, and Randy Mazey's telling us that he thinks this is the moment.
Brody Green will step in, tripled and scored the first run of the ball game as he steps in. Good, hard breaking ball for strike 1. Great location with that pitch.
Yep. There's no pitching machine you can set up to replicate Max Yell. It is elbows and knees and sidearm and spinning. It is a lot.
Better find that release point.
Yeah, and it's like in his jersey. I don't know where the ball's coming from.
A 1-1 to Green as he steps back in. On the ground to third. This should do it. Cross the diamond, and that ends the frame. TCU does add a run here. And the top of the 4th, we go to the bottom. 2-0
so far against a very good lineup.
Yeah, it's a good lineup. And the other part of that, you know, he had that little hiccup there where he walked back-to-back hitters, but he found himself and made 3 good pitches to White. So it'll be 4, 5, and 6-2 for the Mountaineers. And the 5 strikeouts ties Parker's career high. First pitch misses downstairs. The senior doubled his first time up. Great numbers. 15 homers, driven in 45. The 1-0. Way outside.
You know, to your point, Zonk, Parker pitched out of it last inning, but he's going through that part of an outing, which is typical, where it's just not coming out the way it was. Yeah. So can he fight his way through this?
There's some stretching going on in the Horned Frog bullpen, and now 3-0. Your team just added you a run. You come out and miss on the first 3 pitches. A lot of guys stretching, but nobody throwing yet.
You're right. Everybody's stretching. I don't know how that helps Cayman Parker, but you do you. TCU bullpen. Love it.
Downstairs and a leadoff walk. Here in the bottom of the 4th. He has walked 3 out of the last 4 batters that he's faced.
Scurrying like ants now. This is where, to me, Zonk, pitching is like golf, right? Like the ball is going exactly where you're aiming until it's not.
Well, mine doesn't go at where it's aiming that often.
You're a closer, then you must be. You just come in and there's Dave Lawn. He is one of the legends of college baseball. Dave Lawn has been to Omaha in the last 4 decades. Each of those last 10-year periods, he's been to Omaha with a college baseball program. Just awesome.
Swing and a miss on a ball that was outside the zone.
That's a gift right there.
As he steps back in, struck out his first time up. Shift on in the TCU infield. Downstairs, count evens. See the defense shift on in the infield. 55th pitch of the morning. That's turned into afternoon now. That pitch in there for a strike.
So to me, the home plate umpire, Chris Griffith, he's not really going to expand for you in or out, but he does like that ball down.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Nice block right there. Keeps the double play in order. Those are big time plays. Bowen does the job there.
I mean, this is shockingly good. This is like a cat. Look at those reflexes.
That was a worm killer.
Yep.
54-footer.
I'm not saying I'm against one knee blocking, Zonk, but that was a traditional stance, just to be clear. And that was a heck of a block.
Upstairs. And the count goes full. West Virginia likes to press the envelope. I just don't think you can run right here.
No, Hussey's too much of a strikeout risk, and Chumley's not a great runner. He's 1 for 4 on the year.
There he goes. Swing and a miss. Throw to second base. Is in time. Did put him in motion there, Mike.
Yeah, and Chumley got a great jump. I mean, look at it. He's way gone there. I mean, the throw from Bowen and the pick from Silva. This is an incredible tag by Silva. Watch him get right to the corner of the base. That one challenge with the feet first slide, if you don't do it right, it's actually a parachute. And Chumley did not accelerate into the base with that slide, but Silva right there, that's a heck of a tag.
So it turns into a strike him out, throw him out, double play. 2 outs and nobody on. As West will step in now. That's an inning changer.
I mean, Bowen really showing you something. Like that release was electric. The block, a couple pitches before, and the tag by Silva.
Pick and tag.
Yeah, really good. Really good defense.
Career high now in strikeouts for Parker. That was his 6th.
I mean, Chumley got such a good jump on that, Zonk. You almost thought it was a no-throw play. Like, just eat it.
I thought he had 4 full steps. .60 pitches for the Horned Frog right-hander now. Shot foul.
Boy, that's a downer in the West Virginia dugout, and that is a revival for Parker on the mound.
Oh yeah, it just energizes you.
Yeah, we went from, you know, like,
could have been first and second, nobody out. Instead, you got nobody on and 2 outs.
Seriously, I mean, the bullpen for TCU looked like a workout class a second ago, and now Parker's settling in.
That's a good line. They were working out. The 1-2. Downstairs. Count evens at 2-2. Parker talks to himself a lot on the mound.
Class is over. Look at that.
Yeah. Wasn't a hot sauna, was it? The 2-2. Outside, and the count goes full.
Now that said, Parker's doing this on just guts right now. Like he's lost his release a little bit, and
10 pitches outside the zone in this inning.
Yeah. Again, if you want to be a really good rotation guy, you got to pitch through this stuff, but it ain't easy.
Swing and a miss. 7th strikeout. We will visit with to go down and visit with the head coach of the TCU Arbor, Kurt Solos. And Kirk, we were just talking in the break there. This is an all-day type affair, but you just got to focus, and your team got to focus on the game you have that day.
Yeah, for sure.
What's in front of you?
For sure. I mean, Tuesday, you come out and you play well Tuesday, it earns you Thursday, you know, and that's kind of our mindset is we just got to win the game in front of us. And, Caitman's doing a good job. I'd like to see him throw a couple more strikes, but he's doing a good job of mixing and curveball and the slider, the cutter, the fastball, as the first base umpire is telling me to give him a shameless plug on the air right now. So nice job, Chris.
Hey, Los, I want to ask you about Peyton Tolley. I mean, what a special kid. We told a story of him losing his mom recently, and I love that he's hitting today. He's been the best pitcher in the league this year. What has it been like, your team embracing him as he's gone through a really tough time?
I mean, the crazy thing is you rewind all the way back to June when we had him on an official visit, and Gina, his mom, and Peyton were on that visit, and we're sitting having a dinner, and the day before, she got diagnosed with breast cancer. She already had stage 4 colon cancer, and the day before found out that she had breast cancer. So, I mean, you want to talk about, she's been living with cancer, for stage 4 cancer, for the last 7 years, and and her outlook on life and what it means to live a life that's a selfless life. She's always asking how she could pray for other people, as opposed to, like, I ask her, how can we be praying for you? And she says, no. How can I be praying for you? Like, that's her mindset and her outlook, and it spills over into her 2 boys, Charlie and obviously Peyton. And then to lose her a couple weeks ago, and the whole team going down there last Monday for her celebration of life, and then for Peyton to come back and did an unbelievable job on Thursday, and then got a couple great at-bats on Friday and Saturday, and so now he's back in the lineup again. But I mean, our group, our program has been there for them, but they've been there for us as much as anybody. They're a special family.
Yeah, Kirk, that's where I was going to go. You have him in the lineup. That's something you haven't done as much this year. I mean, he is such a weapon on the mound, but he's also a weapon when he's just puts a bat in his hand. Yeah,
I mean, he brings a little different element to our lineup. We haven't, for whatever reason, been able to drive balls in the gap or hit over the fence, and he brings out that presence in our lineup. I mean, opening, I think the first weekend of the year, he was hitting in the 3-hole and was our Friday night starter, and he just hasn't offensively had the year that he's wanted to. And when we kind of had him stop hitting is when he really became a horse and a true ace, and he was the pitcher of the year in our league, a newcomer of the year in our league. And I think part of that was just him focusing on pitching. But now we're at the point in the year where we're going to ride the big boy one way or the other, man. We're going to let him hit in the box and pitch, and he's going to do it all. And I'm just super proud of him and how he's reacted to really tough circumstances in his life, and he's never changed one bit of who he is, and it's a tribute to him, and again, like his dad Chad, just an awesome family.
Hey, Los, I'm going to ask about Kamen Parker. Like, this is a kid that hasn't started a bunch of games this year, and there have been moments in this game already where he's been brilliant, but there's been moments where it was like it could have gone sideways. Sure. And for him to find his way out of that last inning, from your perspective, is that kind of like the next step for him in his pitching development?
It is. He was a highly recruited kid out of high school, turned down the draft, and was actually our midweek starter his whole freshman year, and then had Tommy John late in his freshman year, missed all of last year. He's only been getting better as he gets further and further away from Tommy John, and his velo's ticked up. His cutter that he's learned with Coach Lon has improved. It kind of gets them off the fastball. The curveball has just enough separation and pace, and he actually has a really good changeup to offset the lefty. So I think the next thing is he's had. He's been in these situations. He started quite a few games, so I didn't think the lights were going to be too bright for him. His big deal is I think he's at 64 pitches. How does he manage, the next 30? He hasn't done that in a little bit, and so he's going to have to rely and stay on those legs and be able to give us another quality, 2 or 3 innings, hopefully.
That ball hits him. Well, thanks. We're going to get you back to work. Thanks for taking the time to visit with us, and good luck to the rest of the ball game.
Appreciate you guys. Go Frogs.
Back-to-back hit batters here. So nobody out and a couple on here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, and if you're West Virginia, Max Yale, you came in the game and settled things down in the last inning, but now off to a tough start. It's right now for West Virginia, they're just playing a little bit uphill on the defensive side of the ball, trying to acquire 3 outs.
Boy, this is a tough. You got the 3 hitters at the plate. It's a lefty-lefty matchup, but you got a chance to really get some separation here. Do you anticipate bunt?
I mean, remember, TJ Bruce, who runs the offense for TCU, he is a West Coast guy at heart. And that doesn't mean mandatory bunt, but it probably means some team offense.
Yeah, I think it calls for this. Just the scenario to put yourself in position. The 2nd and 3rd and 1 out would be big right now.
Yeah, and get Byrne and Tolley, and there's TJ Bruce. TJ Bruce has a great background. Like Kirk Saarloos, he's a SoCal guy, played at Long Beach State, won a national championship at UCLA as an assistant in 2013. You want to talk about the allure of the Big 12, Zonk. TJ Bruce was a head coach at Nevada Reno and came to TCU to be an assistant coach.
That says a lot.
But TJ's a West Coast guy, and so that again, I don't want to say that the West Coast coaches only think about bunt, but the West Coast lingo they'd use is complete players. Like, we can swing it, we can slug, we can steal, we can bunt, we can hit and run, we can do all those things.
Long pause and throw back to second. Well, the other part of that is, Rhodes, you've been out there your whole life. You're in the West Coast and it gets evening. It's going to be heavy air and the ball is not going to carry. To play at night, because I played a lot of games in California at night.
Yep.
You don't want to hit at night.
Yeah, that marine layer is a 10th defender.
It is.
Yeah, 100%.
So, everybody says it's West Coast. I said, well, folks, if y'all played a night game or been out there and there's moisture everywhere on the field, the marine layer's in on top of it, the ball's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, let's move guys over and get them in.
Yep.
Bunt off now, 0-2, I'm sure. Just misses outside. His activity in the Mountaineer bullpen.
Yeah, it's interesting. Chris Griffith behind home plate has been consistent for both teams, but it feels like the West Virginia pitchers are more agitated with the lack of an expanded strike zone than Parker for TCU.
Downstairs, 0-2 to 2-2 now. Hayden Cooper is the right-hander throwing in the Mountaineer bullpen. This is down for a base hit to right. Runner will have to hold at third, and the Horned Frogs have them loaded.
At bats like that for Logan Maxwell, that's an adventure. You're called on to get a bunt down. You foul 2 of them off. You got to quickly flush that and get to the next pitch. And I mean, that's impressive. I know that ball's elevated, but left on left slider from a tough arm slot. That's what you need out of your 3-hole hitter.
Byrne will step in with nobody out and loaded. This is on the ground. Could be 2. Second for 1. Throw to first in time. The run does come in to score, but at this point, the Mountaineers will change a double play for a run.
Absolutely.
Ball's hit crisply.
Yeah, Cresser and Weatherholt, this is a really good double play combination. That ball's hammered. You know, I think if you're TCU, you really wanted that run, but if you're West Virginia, there's a real chance to change the momentum of this game here.
Totally steps in. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Singled his last time up. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. The 0-1. Back-to-back breaking balls. And a pitch away from getting out of this, only giving up 1.
Yeah, and I love what Kirk Sarlo said. Like, they're committed to let Peyton Tolley accumulate some at-bats. And
the wild pitch. That hit him, and he was stealing home plate, and he had it. But the ball hit Tolley. They're going to say it's a foul ball.
It definitely hit something.
He had home plate stolen with where the pitch was up.
I mean, now we're talking West Coast baseball here. I thought it was his helmet.
It did hit his helmet. Let's take a look right here. Yeah,
that's his
definitely.
helmet.
A yell. Spits downstairs. Ball 1.
Boy, if you're West Virginia, this inning feels like an escape chamber. I mean, you are just trying to find your way back to the dugout, and it has not been easy.
Swing and a miss. Count evens at 1-1. Fouled. 1-2 now. 3-5-0 for TCU. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for West Virginia. Top of the 5th inning. Swing and a miss. It gets away. Can they get it out? Throw to first base in time. That ends the inning. Halfway home here. 4.5 in the books. And this is close right here.
Did you ever think that you should be losing 10-0, but you're within a field goal of tying this thing up? Yeah, things weren't. They haven't been pretty so far, but we still. The game's not even halfway over, I don't think, if I could see the scoreboard. But so we got a lot of time left. All we got to do is chip away a little bit, and we'll be good.
Hey, Mays, I want to ask you about J.J. Weatherholt. Obviously, very famous, incredible player. It feels like he's finally getting at least near 100%. How does that change things for you all to have the vintage version of J.J. Weatherholt?
Well, that's like having a vintage version of a real nice bottle of wine, you know. He's a dynamic player, and he. He missed 25 games, and the next 20 games, it's like he's going through spring training, you know, and getting timing back. That's the purpose of spring training, is to let all the pitchers and the hitters get ready for the season to start. And he went through that spell, and it sure does appear that he's seeing the ball really well right now. So we'll hopefully he'll get hot down the stretch here and have some other Mountaineers join him and see how that goes.
But you pounded out 19 wins in the Big 12, so the other guys stepped up around it too. I mean, so it's not just what J.J. brings to the table. Your other guys stepped up as well.
You know, I think they took it upon themselves, really. They knew J.J. was out, and when that happens, it's like Crosby being out for the Penguins. You know, everybody else has to elevate their game a little bit, and our guys are really good at that. There's so many guys that got playing time on this team that not just because JJ was hurt, catcher missed 20 games, first baseman and second baseman missed 10 games each. So, you know, everybody had to step up at that time, and if they wouldn't have done what they did at that time, we wouldn't have won 19 games in the league. So that's the good news. The bad news is if we wouldn't have had any injuries, we might be undefeated right now.
Love it. Hey, Mays, last one for me. You know, you're going to transition from Mountaineer head coach to Mountaineer dad, the Whammer. Your son Weston's going to come play for the Mountaineers. But last weekend, you know, that final home series, you guys have built this incredible program there, this incredible atmosphere in Morgantown for college baseball. What was last weekend like for you?
Oh, you know, mixed emotions. Everybody asked me, when's this retirement thing going to hit you? When's it going to hit you? And I didn't know the answer to that until last Sunday when I walked into the clubhouse and saw they had T-shirts made up for me and all kind of different things going on. And actually, I don't know if you saw this, Runes, but we're standing there waiting for somebody to sing the national anthem. I didn't know where the singer was, and old Whammer came out of the back with his saxophone.
No way.
That joker's been practicing for the last 6 months, learning that song for my last home game. So
wow.
That's bad news coming up right here.
Well, it came out a little better than you hoped.
Things are starting to turn our direction.
Nice. Baby steps.
Baby steps, that's right. So, yeah, that was I spent more time crying last Sunday than I have in the last 14 years, I think. And it was really nice to win my last home game because I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but when we win a game in town, we sing Country Roads to all the fans. And after all that dog and pony show they put together for me, the icing on the cake was to get to sing Country Roads with 3,000 fans at the end of it. So it was a really cool experience, a moment I'll never forget.
Thanks for taking the time to visit with us. Good luck the rest of the ball game. We'll visit with you the rest of the tournament.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Ball hit on the ground crisply. The throw to first in time. What could have been a double play twice. Instead, there's a runner at second base. And 2 outs. Randy Mays. It's going to be hard.
They hosted a regional in 2019. If you had said 25 years ago, hey, they're going to host a regional in Morgantown, West Virginia, I would have said, give me your keys. Like, you're not driving home. Like, what are you talking about? And, you know, to have a first-round pick like Alec Manoah and then now another one and J.J. Weatherholt, it's, you know, they're the team that's a lock this week. West Virginia's sitting here with 19 Big 12 wins in the bank in a year when their best player, one of the best players in the country, missed half the season. So, you know, like what... You know, Randy Mazian's vision, his competitiveness, his baseball acumen, you know, quite honestly, his stubbornness is a big part of why they were able to create the program they have.
Well said. This ball hit well to left with some carry. Get out of town. It is a 3-2 ball game. Drives it into the corner, and the 2 double plays not turned cost the Horned Frogs.
Yeah, and to your point, Zonk, even though, you know, this inning could have been over, the West Virginia contact was better contact than we've seen in this game. And there's that curveball. Kirk Sarlos referenced Parker's curveball as kind of more of a change of pace play, and that one's hanging, and Save hammers it.
Much different feel now in the bottom of the 5th inning. One swing, 3-2 game. Weatherholt will step in. Oh for 1 with a walk. Down the left field line with some carry, but fading foul. Count evens at 1-1.
Well, this got interesting, huh?
A home run ball does it, doesn't it?
This like a half hour ago, this game felt like it was about to end. Like it was about to, TCU was about to run away.
Yeah. Something about slugging. Slugging won the first game today. Even though it was a 2-1 game, it was about slugging.
Yeah, that triple, the home run and a triple. It's so fun talking to these coaches. There's a lot of reasons why the Big 12 is one of the very best leagues we have in college baseball, but it's a special group of coaches.
In under the hands, good location, count even.
That might be Parker's best pitch, that cutter. That's a good pitch.
Yes, it is. 80th pitch from the right-hander. Into the windup. Hit well to center, but playable. But the Mountaineers get on the board. Appearance as he comes in. Comes set. Nobody out here, top of the 6th inning. What is now a 3-2 ball game. Bowen steps in.
West Virginia, when they pick to first, it is full go. There's no soft tosses over to first base. I dig it.
Pitch up and in for ball 1. When you're the home team and you get back in a game, that next inning that's that one where you want that shutdown inning. You want to get your team, hey, momentum's in our dugout. Comes in, this ball's hammered into right center. King does run it down right up against the wall in right center. Can't hit a ball any harder than that.
When that ball came off the bat, I thought Skylar King was in a little bit of trouble here, Zonk, and he just was a better athlete than the baseball was right here. See, that ball's on the other side of him for quite a bit of this, and then he's just too fast and covers too much ground. Not an easy play. That's well struck by Carson Bowen.
So Green will step in. Tripled and scored back in the 3rd inning and is grounded to 3rd. So 1 for 2. Throw over.
You know, we mentioned it earlier, Zonk, but Brody Green's the guy that's just so easy to pull for. Had to wait his turn. You know, Braden Taylor was an All-American, one of the great players in the history of the TCU program, and Brody Green had to watch that and wait his turn, and he was off to a really good start this year. Gets hurt, that's why the at-bats are not in as high a volume, but he stays healthy through the end of the year. He could be a real key to this offense. This is a talented player.
The 0-1 outside, count evens at 1-1. Well, Mike, you and I have been around this a long time. For every team, those 64 that get in, somebody does something great at the end to help you get in there that you may not have been counting on. A little hit and run on the ground. Green to his left. How about Weatherholt? What a play. We talk about him offensively, but how about that play right there?
I mean, that's just a good baseball play. I think this is hit and run, which is, again, TCU kind of throwing everything in the kitchen sink at you. And J.J. Weatherholt, you see the runner looking in. That's a hit and run. And J.J. Weatherholt does not vacate his position, which is what a veteran would do. Man, look. That's like an NFL quarterback right there, Zonk. Like all the things Weatherholt's processing right there. The runner's going. He calmly resets his targets to first base. It's so easy for a middle infielder in that moment to just get sped up and make a crazy decision. Weatherholt never got away from him. Really cool to be able to see that live there.
Throw to second.
I'm just telling you, J.J. Weatherholt, he made that look. Yeah, he slowed the game down. That's well said. Yep.
Slowed the game down.
It's so easy to say. It's so, it is rare that people can do that.
Throw back to second. 17th time today that West Virginia has tried to throw to a runner.
Yep. It's been a lot of picks at second, which makes me nervous. I don't often trust pitchers to be able to do that, but when you've got middle infielders like West Virginia does, they're like, yes, throw it to Kresser and Weatherholt, by all means.
Brunson hit by a pitch and scored in the 5th inning. Chop foul. Good sink to that fastball. Steps back in.
The momentum of this game's at stake in this moment right here, Zonk. Like if you're West Virginia, you turn a leadoff single into a 0 after you just scored. That's huge.
The 1-2. This is back up the middle into center field. Good at bat. And TCU answers to get the momentum back.
To me, Zonk, this is the best version of the TCU offense. Leadoff single, drive a ball that's caught, hit and run, single up the middle, get a run, extend the lead. Whatever TCU is going to do in the postseason, the best version of them, this is what it looks like.
Yeah, I like Brunson stayed on that ball. That's a cutter, a running away from you. And if you try to pull it, you're going to pull it into the out, but he stayed with it, drove it up the middle. Throw over, and Brunson dives back in safely. Horned Frogs have put a solo run on the board in the last 4 frames. Starting in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, now 1 in here in the 6th. Myers will step back in. Hit by a pitch his last time up, 0 for 2 in the ballgame. He went around, count evens at 1-1. That pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1-2.
That's a big run for TCU. A really
big answer. Upstairs. Cooper's got a good arm.
Yeah, he does.
Ball comes out of his hand nice and smooth.
We haven't seen any
Right.
bottom of the bullpen guys today, Zonk. It's been all top shelf.
This one on the ground, right side, scooped up, fired. 4-2 TCU as we go to the bottom of the 6th. First pitch in there for a strike. Sam White will step in, 0 for 2. 3-4-5 due for the Mountaineers here in the bottom of the 6th. Outside, count evens at 1-1. The big left-hander looks in and fires. 2-1 now. That misses. 3-1. First thing you have to do, my coach, I'm going to go to coach.
Yes.
Come out of the bullpen. First thing you got to do, what do you got to do?
Throw strikes.
That's exactly right.
Got to establish the strike zone.
How did he catch that? No. Unbelievable catch. Wow. exit velocity way over 100 miles an hour, and he snared it.
Wow. Sloan did a great job protecting himself while also catching the ball. You know, he's kind of getting himself out of harm's way, which you absolutely need to do, but kept the glove there. Goodness.
Wow.
Boy, if you're Sam White, you are just like, what? This game
stinks. You see that smile? He just, you can't do anything but smile as a hitter for that.
Yeah, you're Sam White. You're like, what am I supposed to do? I just hit that ball as hard as humanly possible. That is. Love that he's smiling about it.
Pitch in there for a strike. Now what's this reaction as a hitter? All he can do is smile.
That's it.
I mean, you can't hit it any harder. What do you want me to do? Like you said.
Love it. Good for you, Sam White. My reaction might not have been as professional as that.
Off speed downstairs.
I'll tell you though, Zonk, like these West Virginia bats have ticked up in a big way. They are on the barrel right now.
I would concur with that statement. Right side, in foul territory, out of play.
Reed Chumley for me is one of the secret weapons for West Virginia. Although I have to say, like, it's a lineup full of secret weapons because J.J. Weatherholt's so famous, but this kid can really hit. I mean, 392 a couple years ago to win the Southland batting title. You don't hit 392 in Division I baseball by accident.
Ooh, good straight change there. Gets the strikeout. Ooh, good one. Great arm speed with that.
How about making some pitches the at bat after giving up that line drive? You're right. That changeup showed just enough of the strike zone to force Chumley to commit.
Some changes defensively. TCU will get to him in a moment. Robinson in at second base. Now, with the shift on, it'd be maybe hard to find all these players. But you can see that shift. So he's the new second baseman. The 1-0 outside. Count evens at 1-1. Challenged him, threw it by him.
Boy, Hussey is an old-fashioned power hitter, isn't he? It's going to be a bunch of streaks of no contact, and then
there might be a streak of 3 or 4 where he launches.
Yeah, he gets, the scoreboard operator gets busy.
Sky to right. Coming on as Boyers, puts it away.
You know, if your metrics are in that range, you're feeling at least some level of comfort that you're going to be one of the at-large bids. But I think what KPI is trying to do is say, hey, there's all these schedules and records are very different. You know, like the West Coast is different from the Southeast, et cetera, et cetera. If Zonk, if you were 40-10, and my team is 30-20, the rankings telling us how hard was your 40-10 to achieve versus the level of difficulty of my 30-20, and then it ranks those teams. And so
it's home or away. That's part of that ranking. I mean, if I'm 40-10 and you're 30-20, and I played 40 home games, it's a little bit different, and you're 30-20 and you played 25-25.
Yeah, for sure. And I would say KPI, what they aim to do is really evaluate home versus away based on what's actually happening in games versus, like, you know, we assume it's easier to play at home, but what are the results telling us?
Yes.
RPI actually has, you know, an arbitrary but distinct points advantage. You know, if you're playing road games in RPI, you know you're getting extra weighted credit for that. So, you know, long story short, for TCU, your metrics are in good shape. What your concern is you have a 14-16 Big 12 record.
King trying to get to there. Can he get it? What a play! Climbs the ladder. Might have taken one that was going to leave the ballpark and brought it back right up against the wall at the 410 sign.
Boy, Skylar King has been busy in center field. It has been from gap to gap. This is hard because you know as soon as you jump, you know this is not going to feel good when you end up landing on that fence.
Tip of the gap. Steps in.
Logan Maxwell's had good at bats today.
He has. Curtis steps in. 0 for 3. Rifles this one down into the corner here. This is going to be off of the wall. And a 1-out double. Stung that baseball.
Yeah, it felt like the fastball was getting in on Burns' hands, but he's just so strong. This fastball's running in. I mean, that's off the plate, and he's strong enough to work inside that baseball, and he doesn't just flare that to the left side. That ball's hammered.
See that left elbow drop against his front hip and get those hands on top of it. I mean,
really nice.
It's really nice. Toll. Peyton Tolle rips this ball foul. He's 1 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch in the helmet. Singled and grounded out.
More worried about the baseball that hit him in the helmet than I am him, if I'm being honest.
Pitch misses. Count evens at 1-1.
Kirk Sarlo said it. Like, Peyton Tolle, forget the numbers, and he's catching up on at bats. It's just, this is a different look than you get anywhere else in the TCU lineup.
Well, it's just a physical presence. This ball gets away and hits off the back and comes all the way back to the mound. They'll throw that baseball away, but the wild pitch will.
I don't know. Did Logan Salve get crossed up? He just whiffed.
That's a pass ball.
He missed that ball. Wow. Did he think this was a breaking ball?
Not to get crossed up.
Odd reaction, right?
Infield drawn up here. Foul back. Count evens at 2-2. Boy, in the 7th inning, this is a big at bat right here.
Yep. And I think Byrne at third base, he's coming on contact, even with the infield in, and he's going to force West Virginia to play catch, maybe getting a run down, see if Tolle can get to second base.
Tried to drop one under his hands, missed, and the count goes full. Don't think he's going to see fastball here, in my opinion.
Yeah, the base is open, so that's the good news for West Virginia. The bad news is Tony Silva's on deck.
Off of the fist, hump back, out. Can he get there? Great sliding catch, tagging, coming to the plate, the throw to the plate. They do have him in a rundown now. And it's a double play to get out of the inning.
Night to this baseball game.
No question. Now we go to the bottom of the 7th. This ball. West steps in and pulls this ball foul. Oh for 2 as he steps in. Ooh, good fastball there.
It was. Sloan gives you some stuff to think about. I mean, that changeup is nice, and that fastball's got a little giddy up.
And about the time you think you got an idea on it, He'll mix in that little change too.
Yep.
Especially to the right-handed hitters. The 1-2. Outside corner. Frozy. So one gone here in the 7th.
You know, normally your relievers are like 1 or 2 pitch guys. Braden Sloan is pitching like a starter. I mean, it's fastball that you have to respect. It's that big slider. It's changeup. I mean, this is what starting pitching looks like, not relievers.
So steps in. First pitch downstairs.
Boy, this would be a huge 0-0 for Braden Sloan after West Virginia wiggles out of that last inning.
0 for 1 as he steps in.
That last 0 for West Virginia, that's a Houdini act. I mean, like,
I don't know how they get out of that.
that is, if there's 100 scenarios, one of them they get out of there with no runs scored, and they just pulled it off.
And the way it happened too, with a sliding catch running away from home plate.
No doubt.
Chopped on the ground to third. Sets his feet, goes green, throws it across the diamond. Let's just take a look at this again. It's just one of those plays you just don't see very often. Infield is moved over, sliding catch, comes up and has the wherewithal to know that there's a runner at third, and the runner knows at that point he's not making it.
Yeah, now Byrne is just doing anything he can. The thing too is, not only does Hussey make the catch, he throws an absolute dime to home plate, and then Salve runs a perfect rundown. I mean, there's a lot of elite defense that has to happen to collect 2 outs on that play, and they checked all of those boxes.
Fielder steps in, first pitch in there for a strike. Has walked, reached on a fielder's choice, excuse me, and scored and struck out.
Yeah, bad news for West Virginia is Braden Sloan's found another gear here.
That pitch there, he has had great command of. Now the shift on again with 2 strikes. 1 2/3 innings of work, 2 Ks. And the 0-2. This is lined foul. Ooh, that was close.
Mm-hmm. We've had a lot of balls today that just can't stay fair down that right field line. Oh. Almost looked like Byrne got it.
If he hits that in fair territory, that's a fair ball.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Boy, it looked like to me it might have ticked off the top of his glove. No call. We'll do it again at 0-2. Missed outside.
First base umps, that's a tough deal. You've got those screaming line drives down the line. You've got to protect yourself and make a call at the same time. I think the kids would call that a business decision, Zonk, but they have 2 things that have to happen.
Yeah, well, that's true. Protect yourself first is a good business decision.
That's right. It's the adult decision.
Did he go? He did go. Ball gets back to the screen. Didn't take off running. They flipped to first and out of the inning. 3rd strike. Championship. Silva will step in. Chops this ball foul for strike 1.
This game is a microcosm of what the league season's been like in the Big 12 for me, Zonk, where there's so many good teams that you're just not going to cruise through the league. I know Oklahoma's got a gaudy record, 23-7. They've had a remarkable year, but even they've had some hiccups this year. But I think it's caused people to have a little bit of confusion around the Big 12. But then you wake up and you've got 9 teams that have the metrics to be considered for the postseason. And like TCU is a great example. What we're watching today this is the version of TCU that can succeed in the postseason. They're pitching it, they're playing great defense, and they're just kind of death by 1,000 cuts offensively, and they've got a 4-2 lead.
Taking advantage and getting a big hit. I mean, I think Brunson's big hit earlier in the game was something they weren't getting 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
And we're got it today. That 2-out RBI changes games. Swing and a miss. With a strikeout. Let's look at the Big 12. Just look at all of the different scenarios that go on out there. They finished 9th, did the TCU, but 7 teams are projected in. I think if TCU finds a way to win a couple of ball games in this tournament and gets them back in the Big 12 to 500, I think they're a lock, just because of their body of work on the year.
Yeah, for TCU, their non-conference was so stellar, and again, that's why their metrics are strong. And it's Cincinnati's another one. Boy, they've got some interesting things on their resume. I mean it when I say it. There are 9 teams with resumes that are very viable. Work to be done for many of them this week, and that's not a Big 12 thing. That's all the power leagues, where it's just very hard to separate yourself. Every weekend is a dogfight, and there's a little bit of it's almost like crabs in a bucket at times.
The 1-2 downstairs. Upstairs. And a full count. To right with some carry. Nice running catch to put it away. Second out of the inning. 2 gone here in the 8th inning.
That's a really nice catch. Boy, we've seen some good outfield play today. A really important player for West Virginia right now for me, Zonk, is Hayden Cooper, because you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but you do have to think ahead as the skipper if you're Randy Mazey, and you're down 2. You got 6 outs left in the game. You want to be careful how much bullpen you burn here.
RBI 0 for 2 on the day as he steps in. Count evens at 1-1 to Bowen.
You think about TCU, Carson Bowen he doesn't have to go from where he is right now to the best player in the country, but can he just get back to who he is a little bit more?
1, 2, 3 inning in the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom. TCU leads by 2 at noon Central Time. 9-1-2 for the Mountaineers, as King will step in to lead it off.
This is a really important inning for West Virginia. J.J. Weatherholt's going to hit, and I think if you're Kirk Saarloos in the TCU dugout, whatever bullpen levers you've got, you better be ready to pull them.
Pitch catches the outer half, evens the count.
There's that low strike. Kirk Saarloos never looks sped up.
He does look like his heart rate is low.
That's right. Kirk Saarloos, Zonk, one of the best college pitchers I ever saw in person. When he was at Cal State Fullerton, first of all, he wore number 2. So you got a right-handed pitcher wearing number 2. You know you're in trouble if you're in the other dugout.
This one on the ground. Ooh. Comes up with it, does Green, and fires to first to get the out. A little bit firm. That ball rolled pretty good. And Green, who moved over from second to play third here, made a nice play. Here's the man who's produced all the runs for the Mountaineers, Mike.
Yeah, Logan Sauve, they feel like is a star. You pointed out earlier, Zonk, I mean, it's not every day that your catcher is hitting leadoff. And like a lot of dudes in this lineup, he can do a bunch of different things. He can slug and he can get on base and drive runs in.
Seventh home run of the year. 2-run shot. He's walked and lined out. Foul back.
Boy, that Skylar King bunt was weird. When he showed it early in the at bat, I liked it. But the second time I was thinking, man, isn't the third baseman already way in? Would have had to been a perfect bunt.
1-1 pitch. Right side. Back out of play. 1-2 now. The 1-2. On the ground to third by Green. Stumbled when he tried his crossover. On his way to second base with a 1-out double. It's going to be a difficult play, but Green stumbled when he pushed off to crossover.
It's well hit. Let's see the footwork for Green. Yeah, he just, I think he thought he had to dive and then he didn't, and he just caught in between. I'll tell you, now you got a real tricky decision. If you walk J.J. Weatherholt, you're putting the tying run on base. I like the matchup against White and Chumley better, but are you willing to put the tying run on base?
First pitch in there for a strike. I don't think the first pitch answered that question.
Yeah. If you're TCU though, you can't let J.J. Weatherholt beat you, right? Like if somebody else beats you, you tip your hat, but this is the guy that you can't put the game in his hands.
Well, sometimes the bottom of the 8th is more important than the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah.
When you're the visiting team.
We do like the depth of West Virginia's lineup, but this is the moment, right? Like this is potentially J.J. Weatherholt's last crack at this game.
Hits it crisply, but into the shift. Probably moves up 90 feet, but a big out. So 2 gone for Sam White as he comes to the plate. He hit a rocket. I mean, a rocket his last time up.
Could not hit it any harder.
Sloan, 2 2/3 innings of work in the game so far. Breaking ball misses outside for ball 1. Giant run at third base here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Sloan set. Pull the string. Lefty changeup.
How about that? I mean, Sloan really didn't show changeup at all to Weatherholt, and if you're White, you're probably thinking, how do they pitch, the way they pitch him, the way they're going to pitch me, lefty. Out of nowhere, left on left changeup. Goodness.
This is outside.
Now this is a big pitch right here. I think if you're Sam White and you're willing to drive a ball into left center, you're going to have an opportunity here, because I don't think it's going to be fastball.
2-1 delivery. Exactly right. It was not a fastball. Out in front. Count evens. Pressure building. Outs are hard to get. Bottom of the 8th in a 4-2 ball game. Did he step off?
Whoa.
Must have. It's quick to get that left foot off. Swing and a miss on a changeup for the strikeout. And a huge one.
It's really elite.
You know, and it's so different. I mean, sometimes these guys are not asked for a 3-out save. They're asked for sometimes 7, 9-out saves. Here we go. Brody Green will lead it off.
It is interesting, though, Zonk. If you had told me we were going to see the scores we've seen so far today,
I agree.
I color me surprised.
It will be 9-1-2 due for the Horned Frogs. 4-8-0 for TCU. 2-3-0 for West Virginia. These bullpens have been outstanding. 44th pitch since coming into the game. Hit well into the gap and left center with some carry. Get out of town. Solo homer. Brody Green. 5-2 TCU. You talked about Green biting his time to get a chance. He's made a major part of this one today. Slugging wins ball games. He has tripled and scored and now homered.
Yeah, I remember asking the TCU people about the coaching staff about Brody Green early in the year because he was playing well. And I was, you're trying to figure him out. It's weird that he's a junior, and they're like, well, in fairness to him, like the guy at third the last couple of years was pretty good.
Yes.
Braden Taylor.
Out to left, fading toward the line. Is that a fair ball? It is foul. We told you there's only about 5 feet out there, and you've got to get down. That was a great effort to try to get to it.
Let's see if the people in the window seats right there flinch. Did anybody flinch, Zonk?
I don't know if that wall coming, I would have flinched.
Yeah, that's what an effort by Sam.
And that
White.
right foot went deep into that window.
Yeah. He's, again, a Canadian guy who's played some hockey in his day. That's nothing for him. Oh, goodness.
Oof.
Could we have a worse day for catchers today, Zonk? I mean, it is just.
It's every day, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you put it on, you know it's going to happen. You just got to bear with it. You know, everybody says, well, you got equipment on. Well, your whole body's not covered.
No.
Just telling you. Sometimes an ice bath is the only thing that helps.
Yeah, catchers were doing the cold plunge before the cold plunge was hip. There's Brody Green. Good on you, Brody Green. Really cool. Maybe he's that guy, Zonk.
Ryder Robinson flies to right for the first out, but how about Brody Green? What a day he's had. Boy, he gets a pitch he can handle. He puts a charge in this.
Yeah, it was up, and he really got behind this baseball because you're taking on one of the deepest parts of the park right there. Look at this. I mean, that's almost more center field than left center field right there.
Oh, yeah, the ball traveled 400 feet for easy. Sam Myers will step in. Myers is 0 for 3. He's been hit by a pitch. Lined out, grounded out a couple of times. To left. Gets the line. Put away for the second out of the inning by White. 2 gone here in the top of the 9th. Logan Maxwell will come to the plate. And you mentioned it. Boy, he's had a good day. He squared 3 baseballs up. He's 2 for 4.
Yeah, Logan Maxwell gives TCU like a real 3-hole hitter, like a guy that like you're getting your best at bats. And on the West Virginia side, Hayden Cooper, after giving up that home run, if he can get out of this inning, that's really important.
Ball hit well to center, but playable. Right on the button. And West Virginia down to their final 3 outs, trailing by 3. Yes.
The person that invented this format is some type of scary genius. I mean, like that is like it's double loss elimination the whole time for 10 teams. That's not 2 + 2 = 4, Zonk. This is some serious trigonometry, algebra, calculus.
There's 4 today, there's 4 tomorrow, there's 4 Thursday, and there's 4 Friday.
Yeah, I guess that part is elementary.
Somebody steps in, grounds it to short. Silva up with it, across the diamond for the first out here in the top of the ninth, at the bottom of the ninth.
The best version of TCU, they're hard to score on, and that West Virginia offense is a really good group, but TCU's held them down today.
The interesting thing is, how about the job Sloan's done out of the pen here?
Yeah. 2
pitchers have gone out, and they have just slammed the door shut other than a 2-run homer.
The craziest part of Sloan's outing is the first batter he faced, White hit a rocket right back at him, and it's been just dominance ever since.
Pinch hitter coming to the plate. Ellis Garcia is a sophomore, and he will be the pinch hitter. Ellis Garcia will come to the plate as the pinch hitter. Sophomore from Elwood Park, New Jersey. Sloan's first pitch, swing and a miss. You're sitting over there for 3 hours. You didn't take BP for the last 4. You haven't done a whole lot. Pinch hitting is one of the toughest jobs there is in sport. Try to keep your heart rate from accelerating when the head coach says grab a bat.
Yeah, not easy. What was your take on that, Zonk? Just swing?
I wanted to calm myself and get to it after this pitch. The other part of that is when you're pitch hitting at the next level up in the big leagues, more of the times than not, you've seen the guy before, so you have an idea how he's going to attack you. In college, it's even harder because you really don't know how this pitcher's going to attack you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Changeup had him way out in front for the strikeout. The 5th strikeout for Sloan since coming into the game in the top of the 6th inning.
Look at this changeup for Braden Sloan. I mean, he threw it to lefties, which is super unusual, but very good to righties, too. It's funny, Zonk, like in my notes, in my scorebook, I wrote some notes on Braden Sloan because I don't want to forget him, and he's been a little bit under the radar for me, but I wrote 3-pitch reliever, sidearm, fastball 90 to 92, this big sweeping breaking ball, and a left-on-left changeup. I mean, how unique is that?
It is a left-on-left changeup, and it's been a good one as West steps in. Kyle, 0 for 3. 50th pitch coming. Sloan has not allowed an earned run in 8 innings now. The last 8 he's pitched. The 1-0 upstairs. What you're always looking for when you're the home team down 2. They're down 3, but you still got to get a base runner. You got to get that tying run to the plate somehow.
Yep. I would be taking a strike here if I was Kyle West.
That ball's inside, and it's 3-0.
Just don't see in the 8th or 9th anymore, Zonk, people taking a strike, and I think you're doing the relievers a favor sometimes when you aren't very patient. They'll walk you if you give them a chance.
Yeah, they will. Mr. Automatic in there, and it's 3-1.
I'm taking this one too. A home run doesn't help you all that much right now. Need traffic.
The 3-1 does take it, and the count goes full. What a performance. 54th pitch. Here on 3-2, TCU fans come to their feet here. A pitch away. So moving on with a W under their belt. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him in the Horned Frogs. And Sloan with a
they hosted a regional in 2019. If you had said 25 years ago, hey, they're going to host a regional in Morgantown, West Virginia, I would have said, give me your keys. Like, you're not driving home. Like, what are you talking about? And, you know, to have a first-round pick like Alec Manoa, and then now another one, and J.J. Weatherholt, it's, you know, they're the team that's a lock this week. West Virginia's sitting here with 19 Big 12 wins in the bank in a year when their best player, one of the best players in the country, missed half the season. So, you know, like, what... You know, Randy Mazian's vision, his competitiveness, his baseball acumen, you know, quite honestly, his stubbornness is a big part of why they were able to create the program they have.
Well said. This ball hit well to left with some carry. Get out of town. It is a 3-2 ball game. Drives it into the corner, and the 2 double plays not turned cost the Horned Frogs.
Yeah, and to your point, Zonk, even though, you know, this inning could have been over, the West Virginia contact was better contact than we've seen in this game. And there's that curveball. Kirk Saarloos referenced Parker's curveball as kind of more of a change of pace play, and that one's hanging, and Save hammers it.
Much different feel now in the bottom of the 5th inning. One swing, 3-2 game. Weatherholt will step in. Oh for 1 with a walk. Down the left field line with some carry, but fading foul. Count evens at 1-1.
Well, this got interesting, huh?
A home run ball does it, doesn't it?
This, like a half hour ago, this game felt like it was about to end. Like it was about to, TCU was about to run away.
Yeah. Something about slugging. Slugging won the first game today. Even though it was a 2-1 game, it was about slugging.
Yeah, that triple, the home run and a triple. It's so fun talking to these coaches. There's a lot of reasons why the Big 12 is one of the very best leagues we have in college baseball, but it's a special group of coaches.
In under the hands, good location. Count even.
That might be Parker's best pitch, that cutter. That's a good pitch.
Yes, it is. 80th pitch from the right-hander. Into the windup. Hit well to center, but playable. But the Mountaineers get on the board.